it's Emily. If you're new here, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you don't know, I do new videos every Tuesday and Friday on this channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different, but I'm going to be sharing with you how I got saved. I get a lot of different video requests on my channel, and I really like hearing from you all, and I like doing those videos that you all request. So I had somebody request that I do this, and I thought it was a great idea. So I wanted to share with you all how I got saved and my relationship with God. At the end of this video, I'm going to be doing the drawing for the giveaway for the jean skirt that was in my last YouTube video. So if you entered that giveaway, make sure you stay tuned till the end because I am going to be doing that. So since it's December, you all just never know. I may be doing other giveaways in some of my other videos this month, so make sure you are watching just in case a random giveaway happens to pop up in one of my videos. So I don't know if this story is going to be amazing or not, but it is my story and I can only tell you how it happened. I kind of feel like it's a long story, but I'm just gonna go ahead and get into it. So I was raised in church. I was very privileged that my parents raised me in church. I honestly don't remember a time when I wasn't in church. Since I was raised in church, I was saved from a very young age, and it's hard for me to tell you the exact date that I got saved, but I will tell you that I got saved when I was very young, and I do remember the experience. I just don't remember the exact date. I don't remember how old I was. I think I was between 5 or 7. I was down sitting at the altar while my parents were praying, and at the church that I was going to, the men were on the left side of the church and the women were on the right side of the church, and I was down at the altar and I was just sitting there watching everybody. I was a very young child. I remember that it was like a really good altar service. I mean, everybody was praying and crying and God was just really moving. I remember I was sitting there and I was looking at all of the women. They were just praying and God was just really touching them. I remember thinking to myself, they have got something, and whatever it is, I want it. And I was thinking, like, what do they have? What is it that they have? I could hear these different women praying, and I could hear the name of Jesus. They were praying and they were saying, Jesus, Jesus. And I could hear it from different ones, and I was like, that's it. I need Jesus. I need Jesus in my life because that's what they have, and I want what they have. Just as a little kid, I just turned around and I put my head down, and honestly, as an adult, you would probably think I was just a little kid, that I was playing, that I was just pretending to pray, but I turned around and I put my head down, and I remember just wanting what they had, and I just simply said, Jesus. As simple as it was, as easy as it was, I was a little kid and I knew that I wanted Jesus in my life. I'm gonna get emotional. And as soon as I said his name, he was there. Immediately, I felt in my heart. And I was maybe down there at the altar with my head down for maybe a minute or two. That was it. And that's probably why, nobody probably thought anything of it. Nobody even knew what was going on. But at that moment, I feel like that's when I was saved. That is the earliest memory that I have as a child of me calling out to the name of Jesus and wanting him in my life and in my heart. And I had went to Sunday school every Sunday, and I knew enough as a little kid that I really believe I got saved that day. So I just got up from the altar and I was like, yes, got it. Like, I didn't really tell my parents, hey, I got saved today. So I continued growing up in church, and around the age of 12 is when I really started getting curious as to why I was going to church, why I had long hair, why I dressed modest, why this, why that. And I started asking a lot of questions, and for me, I was kind of to the point where I wanted to know why I was doing what I was doing, and I wanted to do it for myself and not just because people were telling me to do it. So I really started studying at 12. I got out dictionaries, and as good as a 12-year-old could study with a dictionary, I got out my Bible and I got out my dictionary and I read things, and I really was just trying to figure out my salvation experience for myself, all the ins and outs. I wanted to know it all. I really feel like at age 12, I really started just like getting dedicated and just really trying to figure out what I was doing. I'm not really sure what happened after that. From 12 to 14, I really started like straying away. I wouldn't say that I went out and did anything like really bad. I was 12 years old. My heart was not right with God. I got to the point where I was playing church. I would go to church on Sunday, you know, pray, and then I would go home, and all during the week I was listening to bad music. I remember I was like pushing it to the limit with everything. Not a lot of people that know me now knew me back then, and so I really don't think people believe me on how bad that I was. My heart was so far from God that I was backslid. So I was living horrible all week long and living terrible, and then I would go to church and I would try so hard to get into the service. I mean, I would be like trying to make myself cry and like begging and pleading with God. And I was trying so hard on the altar, and I was just like, I cannot feel anything. Like, I knew that I was living wrong, and so every time I tried to pray, it was just facing me, and I knew that I wasn't living right, and because I wasn't living right, I couldn't pray and I couldn't make any progress when I was at church. I got to the point where I was just sick and tired of the game. I was sick and tired of playing it. I was so tired of going to church and not feeling anything. I was so tired of this shallow relationship with God, because it wasn't even a relationship. So unfulfilled. I was so unhappy. I was just miserable. I was trying to live two lives. I was trying to go to church and be saved, and on the other hand, I was not living right at all. I was getting really tired of it. I was getting really sick of it, and I really was just searching for a way out, for something to change. So at age 14, I went to a youth camp in Elizabethtown, Kentucky, and that camp is Bluegrass Pentecostal Youth Camp. And I remember that week completely changed my life. I have been a different person ever since. Every single night, Brother Kevin Lloyd got up there and preached, and conviction just gripped my heart every single night. I went down to the altar and I bawled and I prayed and I cried. Every single night, God was just dealing with me. Honestly, I got convictions in that youth camp that week that I have kept even to this day. I would not be the same person that I am now if it wasn't for that week of youth camp. Like, God totally changed my life. Ever since then, my life has been changed, and I have just continued to grow in the Lord. Obviously, nobody is perfect, and I have made plenty of mistakes since then. The moments in life that I will never forget is I will never forget that moment when I was just a little kid and I didn't really know much, but I called out to Jesus and he was there instantly. Like, I will never forget that, and I will never forget that week at youth camp that God changed my life. And I cannot talk about this without getting like this, because I'm so thankful for what God has done in my life. I'm so grateful because at this youth camp, we go back every year, and my husband loves the youth camp just as much as I do. That youth camp holds a special place in my heart because God changed my life there. And we get the privilege to go back every year and to work with the kids there. And some of you are watching this video, and if you ever see me at camp and I'm just like bawling my eyes out, you'll know why. And I just wanted to say to you, if you are one of those teenagers like I was, and you're just playing the game, you're going to church and you're pretending to live right, putting on a front, you're praying when you're at church, you're seeking God when you're at church, but when you're at home and when you're in your personal life and when you're alone, you're living a totally different life, and you know it. And I know where you're at. It is so miserable. It is exhausting to constantly live two different lives, and you don't really fit in at church and you don't really fit in the world. I just want to encourage you, just give up. Just sell out to God. It is so worth it. I can tell you from experience, you're going to be so much more happier. Life is going to be so much better. Quit the game. Quit it like I did. I quit the game and I sold out to God. It's been the best decision I've ever made. God has blessed my life so much. So much. I'm so grateful. I live such a blessed life. God has been so good to me. Yeah, life has been hard. I've had a lot of downs, but God has brought me through all of it. He's been so faithful. I'm gonna stop because I can't stop crying. Sell out to God. It'll be the best thing you ever did. And it's so simple. It's so simple that just a little girl, a little 5-year-old can turn around and say, Jesus. And it's that easy. And you will find that all you have to do is say his name and he will be right there with you. I hope this video helps somebody in some way. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the giveaway of the skirt so I can end this video because it's way too long. I'm on my computer. I'm gonna pull up a random name chooser and I'm gonna put all the names in. I wish so bad that I had more skirts and that I really want to give all of you a skirt. I feel so bad for only choosing one person, but I only have one skirt, and I'm pretty sure that, I don't know how many names there was, but I think there's like close to 50 names, and I don't have that much money to buy everybody a skirt and mail everybody a skirt, but I wish I did. So there's the list of all the names. And I'm gonna pick a random name. There's the name. Aunt and Steph Orts is the winner of the skirt. So whoever you are, you know who you are. I'm gonna put your name up here. Congratulations, you're the winner. And make sure you message me on Instagram because I don't know how to message people on YouTube. So message me on Instagram and I will get your address and I will be sending you the skirt in the mail. But I'm gonna end this video here. Make sure you check back to my channel every Tuesday and Friday because like I said, you never know when I'm gonna do a random giveaway this month with it being Christmas. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.